Come close to the fire. I want to tell you a scary story. I'm going to tell you the scariest story you've ever heard about the monster from the underworld. Just like this candle. The monster we should all be afraid of is named Pluto. Every child on this earth will go through change and transformation. Renewal, rebirth, transformation. Each will pain you in a different way. These will creep up on you, and everything can change in one day. And that is because of the dark masculine super consciousness known as the end and the beginning, Pluto. Pluto is an obsessive monster from the underworld, controlling and demanding. Pluto can brainwash the masses. Pluto causes generational transformations, upheaval, and destruction. Pluto is Hades. Pluto is Kali. Pluto is the dark masculine superconsciousness that moves in not tidal waves but tsunamis. So when Pluto comes, it will change your whole life. When Pluto comes, you won't have a clue. It'll just creep on you. But when it passes, it will bring out truth. And that's the scariest thing. So, the reason I'm talking about Pluto is because we're going to be facing off with Pluto again. Really, really, really soon. And we need to be prepared as much as we can. Yeah. We are going to be facing Pluto, meaning that change is going to be coming, and it's going to be huge, and it's going to be relentless for the rest of the year. And it hasn't happened yet, but it will sooner than you think. And right now we feel very action oriented, and we feel like taking charge of our lives, and we're going for our goals, and we're stretching. But Pluto is coming like a giant storm cloud that's looming over us, slowly moving, slowly ready, waiting to release these waters of transformation from the sky. You know, it will affect everyone. It will even affect our government. It will affect our infrastructure. Things will be changing. And it's best to be prepared. And so this is why we are having full moon ceremonies and sessions every month, because the transformations are hard to deal with, and to know that we are changing, and to allow ourselves to be receptive and to receive that change and to sit in it and digest it and allow it to come through us is the path of least resistance. That is to allow flow, and that's what we're going to be focusing on, because Pluto does measure the pain that Pluto or Plutonic transformations will inflict on you is contingent upon the impact of your own receptiveness to change. That makes sense. Your attachment to change, you're willing to accept and receive transformation and change within yourself. That impacts your overall quality of life. And so when your own transformation needs to complete and you need to end a cycle, the suffering that you will undergo depends on how well you received that change and you allowed yourself to change and keep up with your own growth. And so that's what we're teaching through meditation. Our live group meditation, which will be happening next Sunday, October 24th at 1 p.m. We'll be discussing how to receive all these energies of transformation and to push through and to stay strong. Tools and techniques and journaling prompts for manifestation, and personal authenticity. So I hope I didn't scare you too much. I'll add a bonus point. So we are in Pluto in Capricorn. Now, before Pluto in Capricorn, we are Pluto in Sagittarius. Many of us are either Pluto in Libra, Pluto in Scorpio, or Pluto in Sagittarius generation. So we have gone through a lot of changes. Now, what does Pluto in Capricorn mean? That means that the way that we receive change, the way that we philosophize about life, and the way that we change, transform, the way that our generation will manifest is in the energy of Capricorn. The energy of Capricorn, for example, includes careers, business, government, large structures, large organizations, leadership, rulership, laws, those types of things. Jobs, things like that, hierarchies. And so having Pluto in Capricorn, and Pluto is retrograding, and if you believe in Mercury retrograde and you believe in Jupiter retrograde and Saturn retrograde, you gotta believe in Pluto retrograde. Okay, if you believe in a little bit, you have to believe in the whole big picture. Okay, if you believe in a little bit, you have to believe in the whole picture, because it's all affecting you. And so Pluto retrograding in Capricorn now, retrograding, it's just a stirring up of the energy, a going back, things coming back to you, karmic. So Pluto in Capricorn right now, it is predicted that we're experiencing lots of power struggles in our lives, power struggles with the people in our lives who aim to have power over us, whether it's our bosses, our parents, our teachers, or even our conceptualization attachment to money. even that is a power struggle. Your own power struggles within yourself, your internal power struggles. That's what we're going through right now. That's what we're going through on this generation. For example, George Washington has Pluto in Capricorn. When Pluto in Capricorn began, we had the mortgage crisis, the financial crises, bank crises, like all of that broke out once Pluto reached Capricorn again after over 200 years. We had a burst of financial crises. And with Pluto in Capricorn all this time, now it's almost out, but for example, the pandemic, that was hugely transformative, right? Isn't it funny how the founding fathers, who were Pluto and Capricorn, they were Pluto and Capricorn generation, they created elastic laws, an elastic constitution, so that we could adapt to unpredictable changes. And then the next time that Pluto swings around 200 years later, we have a giant world-changing pandemic that restructures all of our rules, all of our boundaries, all of our businesses, even our government, our municipal systems. I imagine Pluto like a giant storm cloud that is slowly approaching from mountains in the distance, but it is huge, and it is approaching, whether we are ready for it or not. So it's best to get ready for it, because Pluto is real, and she's coming to get you. And if you are more of a literal person, think of Pluto as a generational consciousness that evolves. All right, thank you for listening. Oh, okay. Also, shadows. There will be lots of shadowy things going on. We will be dealing with lots of shadows this upcoming week as we square off with Pluto. Lots of shadows. So really embracing your shadow, calling in energies to empower you, to nurture you. Through this time, we will see what our shadows have manifested in our lives. Did we procrastinate on projects? Did we cut ties with the right people or the wrong people? So the shadow things will come up. It's also important that you stay safe and sane during whatever you're going through internally. I can't wait for Scorpio season.